Hi friends, welcome back to another video. I know I've been absent for some time and this is like a surprise video. I missed making these videos, you guys. I missed you so much. And for today we actually have a special reading and it will focus on advice from spirit. And I chose to do a pick a card in a different way, and our options for today are books that I've read, and if any of the titles are the covers attract you, you can choose one of them and it will be click the timestamp below and you will be transported to your timestamp. So the first option that we have for pile number 1 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. You know, I'm a huge Potterhead myself. The second one is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. It's an amazing book, a little traumatizing, but overall amazingly written book. This is for pile number 2. Option for pile number 3 is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. It tells the love story of Patroclus and Achilles, and is one of the most beautiful written books I've ever read. And the last but not least, it's for pile number 4, it's Murakami. It's colorless Tsutsuru Tazaki and his Years of Pilgrimage. It's both all of these books are beautiful and have their own styles, and you're invited to choose one of them, and I'll catch you at the click of your timestamp. Bye! Hello there, pile number 1. For those of you who chose Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, this is going to be a reading. We are going to do a reading about what advice do you need right now from Spirit. We're going to see what comes through. And I hope you enjoyed it and take what resonates as always. I've missed you guys so much. Let's jump straight into your reading. So, firstly, we're going to pull some oracle cards from the Starseed Oracle deck. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Spirit, what do you have to say about pile number 1? Those of you who chose Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, what do they need to know? Any message for pile number 1, Spirit guides? Okay, so we have a few cards. Let me see how many there are. There are 4 cards. And I feel like taking all of them, so we're going to take all of them. So we have Activated Earth, we have Lost Lands, we have All Paths Lead Home, and we have Inner Earth. So we're going to start off with these cards, and I'm going to give you a close-up of the design, which is beautiful. Let me get this nice and parallel, like framed gorgeously, as you all deserve. So let me give you a close-up of each card and let's read the message that it has for you. So we have Activated Earth, Power Places, Ley Lines, Trust Where You're Led. We have Lost Lands, which says Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before. Then we have All Paths Lead Home, Inner Authority, Intuition, Turn Your gaze within. And last but not least, we have Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Such a great, last card that concludes the message that I'm clearly seeing here for you, pile number 1. Let's check in with the guidebook of this oracle deck because it's fairly new to me. And let's get the messages that you came here to get. Let's see, Activated Earth. So, Spirit says, Ley lines are invisible pathways on the land along which energy travels. They can be sensed when you tune into them with our subtle senses, also known as spirit paths. They've been compared to the meridian system of the body used in Chinese medicine, and they link sacred sites, stone circles, burial mounds, and places of worship worldwide. In Australian Aboriginal culture, song lines were the paths traveled by the creator beings of the as they made the land and sea during the dreaming. These paths were recorded in the traditional songs and dances of the people, allowing them to access information about the land's history and to travel safely across the great distances. Many believe that we visit such sacred points on earth, something is activated within us. Some also believe that by connecting with the land with devotion at these sacred places, something is activated within this planet too. Are you being called to travel to a sacred place that your soul remembers? Or to tend the land you live on? To honor and acknowledge the known and the unknown keepers or nature spirits of that land? As you connect with the earth and honor its keepers, the land opens up more fully to hold you, the fruits provide more nourishment, and the guardians watch over you. Starseed activation. Place the card in the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I honor and thank the keepers of earth beneath me, known and unknown. Thank you for your nourishment and tender holding. This may be a great affirmation for you to say. Like, it's great to show appreciation for your your place that you live in, which is not only your house or your apartment, but it's also Mother Earth. We'll see how this connects to the other oracle cards that we have laid here. So after that, we have Lost Lands. So Lost Land says, the world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new chapter path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you're receiving are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe they exist today. In a different dimension, I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of those who experience them. If this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of lost lands such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon exist within you, and through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands so we can all learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. Starseed activation. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I unlock any forgotten wisdom and soul gifts from lifetimes past. Actually starting to make sense, because I see you, pile number one, as an old soul. Many of you may relate to this. Many of you may actually feel, those of you who are spiritually inclined and in tune with themselves, may feel that you've actually done this before, or it seems familiar, or you have a feeling and wisdom beyond normal people that are in their first life path. This is such a great message, and you should remember that maybe you have done this before, and you should remember that maybe you should listen more to your intuition and try to connect more with the your past lives, the ancestors that you had, the ones that created this earth. Even if you are not from this earth or from this dimension, you still want to honor the place you're living in, those who created it, and those who hold it still, and who guard it, let's say, to say the least. Let's see what All Paths Lead Home says about you. All paths lead home. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within, and let that be the authority in your life. It's making so much sense, pile number one, that you are an old soul and maybe have wisdom that other people do not have, with the lost lands and all the paths lead home. These two cards are in conjunction to each other, are so connected, and are giving a message that you should like put meditating and like accepting your spiritual self in your daily routine, so that you can discover these soul memories and gifts, and that you can apply them to your life, um, so you can draw the wisdom within and let that be the authority of your life. And that's an amazing message. If these cards appear, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at homeness, and through each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. Because you are an estranged soul from this earth, because maybe this is your first reincarnation in this earth, maybe you feel like uh, a bit alone, a bit like you're not in your home. So this is what the card is trying to say. This is what spirit is trying to communicate to you. Maybe before you start the day, you need to ground yourself a little and make yourself feel at home before going out and taking all the energy that the outside world has for you. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion, so when you go out into the world and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep within. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to turn your gaze within? You should think about that question, pile number one, and try and meditate with it for a few days, along with the affirmations that you got from the previous two cards. Let's see the last but not least card, which is Inner Earth. Inner Earth says, Inner Earth, also known as the Gartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Many ancient cultures mention it in their stories. It's said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Aryavarta, went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mention caves and entrances to the underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. Many have searched for inner earth in the physical world, but without success. So the mystery continues. Is it a place that exists in the physical or another level of consciousness? There are solutions beyond what you can perceive, surprising outcomes to your problems and solutions, resolutions that are in the best interest of all involved. If you find yourself facing an obstacle or feeling stuck and have no idea what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You'll survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see that the whole new worlds of solution are available. Things that were previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both accepted and unaccepted ways are on their way to you. But first, you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What can you do to shift your energy on your outlook? This is making so much sense, and if you get the meaning of the card, pile number one, because I already said you have a knack for, like, you are spiritual, you are an old soul, so maybe you're understanding where I'm going with this. But with all paths lead home, and with the Inner Earth card, all of them convey a message to you, and it's so like, it makes sense because you're an old soul. You should be grateful about being in this earth and honor the ancestors and the people who are holding it and making it whole. You should meditate more and like focus on yourself and shift your perspective. Maybe that's what the inner earth card was talking about. Maybe it's about looking within, shifting your perspective and looking within. Maybe you've not done that. It's like, it's not your thing to shift your perspective and look from within, but that's where it starts for you. Maybe that's where this spiritual awakening and this spiritual shift that will happen for you will lead to your huge success and your and you overcoming these obstacles that are in front of you. So these are the advice that Spirit gave with the oracle cards. Let's see what we can get with some tarot cards pulled for you. Spirit, can you tell me what advice does pile number 1 need to know? Okay, so the Chariot popped up twice, but the first time I didn't feel like pulling it, so the Spirit gave me confirmation, double confirmation. This is a strong message from Spirit, and the Chariot goes in conjunction to all that we've said, is that you are in the right path. This is the path for you, and no matter what direction you take, Spirit is gonna lead you, and your own intuition and your old soul will lead you to where you need to be. Let's see any other advice, Spirit, that we can make sense of the reading. Pile number 1. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. You obviously need to take action and shift your perspective, but you need to do it carefully and maybe not so straightforwardly. Baby steps are important, and this routine should be shifted carefully and wisely, if you know what I mean. Let's see anything else for pile number 1. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords, which means that Spirit is clearly saying and stating that you're getting in your own way of shifting your perspective, and you need to stop doing that. You need to get out of that mental blockage that is becoming such an obstacle for you to shift perspective and shift everything around your life, so that you can get past this period of blockage of feeling trapped, because you're literally trapped. But the beauty of this card, and also the irony of this card, is that this feeling trapped and not being able to free yourself is all in your head. It's all your doing. Like, you are capable of like unleashing yourself, shifting your perspective, and you're definitely on the right path. And I'm curious now to see how are you gonna shift this perspective, and like maybe a tower moment will come where all of this will be changed, and I hope it comes soon. So let's see what is this tower moment that's gonna come for you. Let's clarify the tower moment that will make you shift your perspective and will make all this abundance, all this great spiritual path that is in front of you come to you. Let's see. Spirit, can you tell me anything about the tower moment that pile number 1 is gonna have? It's gonna come as an opportunity, and I think it's meant to be. It will come as an opportunity. Let's get some more clarification. Yeah, definitely this tower moment has to do even with your self-confidence. It will come when you gain the confidence that you need, and it will come when you finally accept and love yourself. with the lovers, as much as I do see relationships and romantic stuff, it may also talk about you loving yourself, and that's the spirit. No pun intended. That's what you should do. Pile number one is that this tower moment, this unchaining yourself from your mentality that is blocking you from going towards this path, towards this shift that spirit is telling you to take and go on, is when this change, because I'm talking a bit like all over, this change will come when you actually believe and love yourself as much as you should. You are starting to love yourself, but it's not enough still. What I see in the judgment card is also that you should speak your truth. Don't be afraid to not speak your truth. Speak your mind, but still be kind. But also speak your mind. Pile number one. It's what all of us should do, so that this tower moment can come, so that your life can shift for the better, and so that, I don't know, I see abundance, I see new financial opportunities, I see you going the right way. The only obstacle is your lack of self-love, which should not be there, because you are loved. Pile number one, I love you, you're gorgeous, you're amazing. You should tell those things to yourself all the time. Let's see. Okay, so we have true love from the Wild Offering Oracle. We have true love that popped up right up out of the pile. Let's see what it says. It says, your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner, but this serenity actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear divine, and know true love. So this card is talking about you finding true love yourself, not needing anybody else, not needing the confirmation of anybody else, so that you can enjoy your life and your love. Let's shuffle the cards once more and see, are there any affirmations, advice, spirit that you need to give pile number one, so they can make this shift happen in their life. Pile number one, spirit, and their shift and advice. Okay, so we have calmness. So key to your shift is being calm also. I see. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear divine. May your peaceful calm take over. So try to be calm, which is like so straightforward and like maybe too straightforward without any deeper sense, but calmness and actually you thinking calmly will lead to you opening your path, your soul path, your like spiritual path, if you get what I mean, because I'm repeating words all over and over, and I think I'm not fluent enough today. I don't know why. Because it's an immaculate and immense energy that your pile is giving me. And one last advice for pile number one, spirit. What should pile number one know, spirit? One last advice. We have compassion. As you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experience. Dear divine, help me feel ever deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. Look at this message, pile number one. What have we been talking about? You should find the compassion that the divine has for you and apply it to yourself, so that you can break free and make this huge shift happening in your life a reality. Such a beautiful message from spirit. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it resonated as much as I saw it resonates, if you know what I mean. I think this is a great message, and I'm left without words how many beautiful message and how many advice Spirit had for you. So thank Spirit, thank your spirit guides, and try and meditate and all of that. I love you so much, pile number one. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if it resonated, if you feel like doing that. I'm active on Instagram and TikTok, and for now I only offer private readings in Albania, but I promise I'll soon find a way to give global readings online. I love you so much. I hope this reading resonated, and don't forget to push that notification bell. See you in another video, hopefully soon. Bye! Hello there, pile number two. For those of you who chose A Little Life, this book about four guys living their life and discovering everything about themselves and like telling each other's story. It's such an amazing book by Hanya Yanagihara, and without further ado, let's get into your reading. Today we're going to be talking about some advice from Spirit. We're gonna see what comes through and what Spirit wants you to know, what advice you should take from Spirit. Let's start off with some Starseed Oracle cards and see what the main messages are. Spirit, can you tell me advice for pile number two? What should they need to know? What should pile number two need to know, Spirit guys? Okay, so we have four cards. We have You're Not Alone. Let me get this aligned beautifully. We have Star Bathing. We have We the Hathers. And we have Earth Pulsing. So let's get a close-up of each of your oracle cards and read the message, and then we got further information from the guidebook, because this is a fairly new deck for me, so we'll be learning together. So with You're Not Alone, Spirit is saying isolation, physical connection, community. With Star Bathing, Spirit is saying light body, crystal grid, transformation, and activation. With We the Hathers, Spirit is saying deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. And last but not least, with Earth Pulsing, Spirit is saying pulse of mother, slow down, time in nature. So let's get into what the oracle cards mean. First with You're Not Alone. You're Not Alone says, the older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many starseeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra, or find it hard being human. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in a meaningless conversation and relationship. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There is still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media, with so many people knowing our news. What is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need to, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby, or having a regular catch-up walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life, those you truly know? Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you reach out to people in your life physically? This card is, as you heard, talking about you being a soul that likes being alone, likes being retreated to their cave. But what Spirit is saying is that as humans, we all need that physical touch, that communication, that most importantly, live communication. And we'll see in conjunction to the other cards how this message is going to come through. But the first advice that Spirit is giving you is get out of your comfort zone and have a talk with somebody, have a walk with somebody, enjoy time with a group of people, a friend or friends you love, family, anybody that knows you and is willing to stay there for you. Let's see what Star Bathing has to say about you and advice from Spirit. Star Bathing says, the stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of Earth. When things are in balance, the planets also sends information back up to the stars. Many starseeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be being called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of the Earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the Earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called star bathing. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the Earth. Either in your hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. It also can mean that your light body, the energy body in its highest form, is being activated. If this resonates, take this extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. Start seed activation. Place these cards on the portal of your heart and whisper for the following. I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me, and as they do, may it heal the earth too. Excuse me, I felt an overwhelming surge of energy and warmth while doing this particular reading, so we're gonna get into explaining all this in a moment, but I need to calm myself down. With star bathing, with what you heard, if you understood my broke English at the moment, is that you may be feeling called to travel and you don't know why, or you may be feeling a change in your aura, in your energy, maybe feeling a major shift coming, and that is because you're here to connect with Earth. You're here to be a starseed. Spirit is saying take this time slowly, and try to connect step by step with the Earth, with yourself, and maybe not doing this alone, because the message that I'm getting from Spirit is that with you doing this with somebody else, it may be easier as a transition. It may help you find yourself easier, discover all the things that you need to know about yourself and your connection to this earth through somebody else. Maybe find a companion who will help you along this journey. Now we're gonna go with We the Hathors. Let's see what that card means. We the Hathor says, birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on Earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in your Mother's arms. So maybe the lack of people in your life needs to be filled. You need to be reminded that there are actual people that love you and appreciate you, and that they want to hold you in your arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation and of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. What I'm seeing is that maybe your energies right now are not at balance. Your divine feminine and your divine masculine are not at balance with themselves, and that's why you need maybe a connection with a more feminine, not specifically a girl or somebody who identifies as a woman, but somebody who has a balance or who has a feminine energy that resonates, and find this person. Embrace your femininity as well. Try and ask the person that may be coming to you, or you may be finding them in this period. Try to ask them how are they are in this balance, how are they in connection with their feminine side, so that you too can embrace it and start this period of connecting with the earth and unlock this journey. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, the star bathing, the transition we were talking about. Look at how this makes sense. Pile number 2. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. If so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, that you're more than held than you can possibly imagine, and you have access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the Cosmic Mother, flooding toward you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. Starseed activation. Place this card in your portal of your heart and whisper the following. I allow the deep love of the Cosmic Mother to wash over me. I am loved. I am held. Such great message from Spirit. Remind yourself that you are loved. Remind yourself that you have people that love you. The Cosmic Mother loves you. Remind yourself not to be alone, as this will help you going through this transition, this amazing transition that I think will lead to Earth pulsing. Let's see what Earth pulsing mentions and says. A mysterious pulse is woven through all life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck in off-kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of Earth. Earth pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the Mother and the entire universe. Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too powerful to stay connected and too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to each other and the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding and belonging once given to us by the earth. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully as the Mother once did, forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. Starseed activation. Place the card on your portal of your heart and whisper the following. I surrender to the pulse of the Mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. Look at what amazing message and how much it connected. I don't know, like we were talking about how your Cosmic Mother loves you, how Cosmic Mother loves all of us. And with Earth pulsing, all you need to do is accept and ground yourself, accept this love, and then you'll have the full potential and pick all the fruits of Mother Earth so that you can start your journey, star bathing, and go through this transition of life. Let's get some tarot cards and see what advice Spirit has from you other than this. Let's see, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile number 2? What advice can you give pile number 2? Okay, so I'm gonna take the Three of Wands because it connected with me instantly. I think that with the Three of Wands, I see you in the future having done all this, having, like, in the future, step by step, you'll be doing much more and, like, looking forward to it. I after this reading, because it's a karmic thing for you, pile number 2. It's a karmic thing. You need to get on with this. You need to find someone to help you through this journey. Find someone, balance your masculine and feminine energy, bask in your femininity, and ground yourself and honor Mother Earth so that you can start this journey. And that's what I see here. You in the future starting this journey, going through it, waving and, like, knitting something more powerful here, as I see with the wand and the magic, and with the Wheel of Fortune. I see that you are fated to do this. I see that this is a karmic journey. It's so making sense. Let's see what other advice you have for pile number 2, Spirit. Okay, so we have the Hierophant and Temperance. So you are here to get taught. I feel more that you are here to get taught. And when you get taught by a person that you may encounter in this path that you are taking on, obviously with the Three of Wands, then after being taught yourself, then you'll be able to teach others to go through these amazing experiences as you will go through. I think that you're gonna be mentored, and then you'll mentor others, as you see in the Hierophant depicted in this beautiful deck. And with Temperance, which is a major arcana card, so 3 major arcana cards came through for your reading. So this means that it's a huge thing happening in your life, and I think you definitely feel it. With Temperance, I see that this will lead to great balance. This journey will lead to you exactly what we were saying, you balancing your masculine and feminine energy, balancing everything in your life, being so in tune with your spirituality. It will be amazing. Even if you are not spiritual, you will go through a shift. Even if you don't believe crap about what I'm saying, you will go through a definite shift. And you are on the right way with the Chariot that was on the back of the deck. You are on the right path. You just need to start shifting your perspective and go through this journey that we talked about. Let's get some more tarot cards. Why not? Or maybe better, let's get some spirit animal cards and see what they have to say to you. Okay, so we got immediately, as I started shuffling, we have the spirit of the koi fish. There is always enough, says the spirit of the koi fish, and it came out reversed, so I take this as a sign. And I'm gonna actually read from the guidebook. Spirit of the koi fish is number 36. This may be a meaningful number. Maybe when you see the number 36, or wherever you may see it, it's a way that your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you, especially the spirit of the koi fish. Let's see. 36. Yes. So, message of protection. You may be having a feeling of resistance, and you are afraid that there is not enough, and you are not capable of coping with this, with these obstacles that are put in front of you. But the spirit of the koi fish is here to be your ally and modify these conditions so that you have an easier path to go through, and remind you that everything is as it should be. Everything is enough. You are enough, and everything will come to you when time is when the time is right. As we are seeing here, when you start this path, everything will be laid out for you. So don't be afraid. I'm seeing some kind of fear here of starting this journey. Don't actually be afraid. Just be grateful for this message from Spirit. Be grateful that you're gonna start this amazing journey and find the balance and teach others along the way. Let's see what other message the koi fish spirit has. You need to find prosperity within yourself, as we talked about in We the Hathors and Earth Pulsing. You need to balance that feminine energy and find that power within yourself and that abundance within yourself, so you can connect to the spirit with spiritual practices. If you're religious, connect to your chosen to your chosen belief. Connect with it more so that you can go through this discovering path, through this teaching path. Even if you think that you have not much to give, actually try and give to people. Actually try and gift something or do something for others, so that you can understand that there is much more that you can do for people, and that there is much more that is awaiting you, and that spirit is leading you through. Let's get one more spirit animal card for you. Okay, so we got, like, immediately, I don't know, with you pile number 2, the cards are popping up immediately. We have the spirit of the rhino. Go through your obstacles. That's what it says. Go through obstacles, overcome your obstacles. It's so making sense. Do you get it? Like, do you actually get it? With number 5, because 50 reduces to 5, so with number 5, I see that you may be having a block, a mental block, an actual physical blockage, or a spiritual blockage right now, but that does not need to happen. You need to not fear that you are not enough, and go through this journey, overcome these obstacles so that you can reach your full potential. Let's see what crystal messages Spirit has for you. Any affirmations for pile number 2, Spirit? Any affirmations? Okay, so we have Sodalite. I hope you can see. It says, I sail through life and on calm, nurturing waters. I am at peace with myself and the world around me. And on the back, it says, release anger and increase harmony, reduce inflammation, improve inner knowing and calm, increase mental clarity and emotional balance. This is a great message from Spirit, because with clearing your mind and actually focusing on being more at peace with yourself and with the world, that's when you are gonna go through that inner journey and discover all this beautiful thing that we've been talking about. Let's see one more affirmation for pile number 2, Spirit. What do they need to know? What advice should they be given? Okay, so we have Ruby and Fusite. I attract romance filled with divine love. I have a healthy sex life. Sexual and sensual vibrancy, increased passion for life and in relationships, attract spiritually aligned romance, love, and your soulmate. So I think that this journey will lead to you finding your soulmate, pile number 2. Why wouldn't you want that? So immediately start shifting your perspective and start obliterating those fears, those feelings of discomfort, those feelings of discouragement, and start meeting new people. Go out of your comfort zone. Get out of that box that you've put yourself in. You're an old soul. I know you like your alone time, but get out of that. Find somebody that will help you discover this amazing journey. Get in balance with your femininity and discover your soulmate, and much more. You're gonna find much more Oh my god, this was such a great message from Spirit. Pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it resonated. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. I love you so much. I know I haven't been able to post for so long. I've been busy with university, but I think I really want to find time to upload more. I am available on Instagram and TikTok, and you can find me on Instagram with private readings only in Albania, unfortunately, right now, but I'll find a way soon, I hope, to give online readings globally. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget again to subscribe, give a thumbs up. Love you all so much. I hope it resonated. Bye-bye. Hello there, pile number 3. For those of you who chose this book, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, this is one of my favorite books of all time. I cannot lie to you, this is a great choice. And without further ado, let's get into your reading about what advice Spirit is trying to convey to you. Let's see. First, we'll start with some Starseed Oracle cards to get the initial energy of the reading. That's how I've started with both 2 previous piles. So, pile number 3, Spirit. What should they need to know? Pile number 3. And what advice do you have for them, Spirit? Okay, so some cards flipped up. We have Big Picture Thinking, Cracked Open, and we'll get 2 more cards. Any advice from Spirit for pile number 3? Some Achilles. Okay, so we have Weight of the World and You're Not for Everyone. Let me align this nicely. So we'll get a close-up of each card, and then we'll get some more information with the guidebook, because bear with me, this is a new deck to me, so we're gonna be learning together. Let's see. Big Picture Thinking has a blurb, and it says Pleiades energy, excuse my pronunciation, visionary and inspired ideas. Cracked Open says rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Now don't fret, pile number 3, we'll see what that means. We have Weight of the World, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. And finally, You're Not for Everyone, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Such great messages from Spirit. Embrace your weirdness, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Don't deal with others' bullshit. It's like your life. Deal with your own stuff and look at the bigger picture. Let's get more messages and more advice with the guidebook. Big Picture Thinking. What it says is the Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. You're likely a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like you, by those with enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. The world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you've had an idea recently that you're being called to usher in. If so, this card is your confirmation that is divinely guided. The Pleiadians support us in this important stage in Earth's development. They want us to know that the decisions we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and all its species. They're calling on you to be a leader of the future, to hold a clear vision of what's possible, to trust the visions and follow it through with daily action, to dream a new world into being. to hold your mind open and try not to worry about what others think, for it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a vision before it's a reality. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to step up and lead? What new ideas or creations are you being called to pursue? So that's some self-reflecting you need to be doing there, pile number 3. That's what Spirit is saying. Look at the bigger picture and focus on the ideas that have come to you and how they can be applied to your life, so that you may pave a new path for somebody else or for everyone. We don't know. With Cracked Open, let's see what that says and how it connects. Don't let the weight and density of the world squash your tender spirit. Instead, let it call even more of it home, into your body, at the center front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open, wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and ways we could only dream were possible. But first, they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. It's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen. So surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Holy Spirit to enter. Let your trails, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you let life crack you open? So definitely a deep message here for pile number 3. Spirit is saying that even though life has hurt you so many times, don't let that stop you from being open-minded, from being open to new possibilities, from being cracked open by the universe, and instead of viewing things that hurt you, that put you through hell, as something that is happening to you, let you shift perspective and see these things as happening for you, so that you can wave in a new path, as said in the big picture thinking. Let's see what the way of the world says, and by only the way of the world, we see that this way of the world may crack you open. Let's see how that connects, because I'm liking this continuation. It's making sense. Way of the world. You don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running an empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's, to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put your own oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing so is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's to call to establish clear boundaries so you're not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news or reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercise in nature. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick it up again the next morning if you choose to, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What are you carrying that isn't even yours? That is making so much sense. Maybe this pressure of carrying others people's stuff and others people's problems is leading to the point of you being cracked open, which is a good thing, because you'll then realize that you do not need to be carrying all this stuff. You do not need to be under this much pressure. With the big picture thinking, I see that you want to wave a path, but you cannot do that with you being energetically depleted. So the advice from Spirit is that wave this new path, be open to the world, but still take care of yourself, love yourself, and nourish yourself. Start your day with meditation. It's a great way to replenish yourself energetically and go in front of the world, go into the world with an open mind, which is a great start of the day, a great start of anything. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at You're Not For Everyone. Let's see. You're not for everyone. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, you won't like you. Just won't like you. But it's also filled with people who love you fiercely. They are your people. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince others of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You're not for them and they're not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. Pulling this card means that you're being called to embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see what you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature, not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all parts of yourself so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you, can recognize you when your path crosses. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? Such a great way to end this part of the advice from Spirit. It's such a great message that you should not give a beep of what other people think. You should not give a damn about it. Like, don't care about what other people think. Embrace yourself. By embracing yourself and by taking on this path that you are creating, as we first said, taking on whoever wants to listen to you and not those who just think that what you're saying is bullshit, think that what you're saying is crap. Don't take them with you. Take those who are willing to listen and who honor you. Take them with you, because that'll end up being the most rewarding journey of their life and of your life. So embrace your weirdness, embrace yourself, and stop caring about what everybody thinks with Cracked Up and with the way of the world. That's what advice Spirit is trying to give you right now. Such great advice. Let's see what affirmations we get with the Wild Offering Oracle. Any advice for pile number 3, Spirit? What affirmations should I keep in mind? Pile number 3. What affirmations? Okay, so we have spaciousness and money. Let's see. What do I no longer need? Help me, Divine, to release whatever people's, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. What were we talking about right now? Pile number 3. You're not for everyone. So give others space, and if they like if they're not in the same vibration and the same frequency as you, just shun them, get them out of your life. They're not there to benefit you. Create space between them, and as this says, help me, Divine, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Do that. Oh my god, such a great message. Then with money, we have all my finances are now in divine order. Love itself now knows my needs, and it's the source for all. I needn't cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine. So what I see with this message is that actually I think it doesn't have much of a relationship with a relation with money, as much as it has to do with, again, you not giving a damn about what anybody thinks, and you just embracing yourself and having all like laid out to the divine, and like embracing that and believing that the divine will pay you back for your actions, for your spirituality, and for your belief in it. Let's see what messages more can we get with some tarot cards. Spirit, what should pile number 3 need to know? Okay, so we have the Empress. So clear message is connect with your divine feminine. Pile number 3, connect with your divine feminine. This is a period of fertility. This is a period of abundance. It's such a great period. Just one advice from Spirit is connect with your inner femininity. So maybe you can start this journey of not giving a damn, of being a little more careless, as much like masculine energy who's more stagnant and who overthinks about a lot of things. With the High Priestess, again, with a powerful feminine figure, I think that you may be very intuitive. So as an advice from Spirit is follow your intuition. It will lead you towards great paths. Follow your intuition as it like guides you through what people you should trust, what path you should take, how you're not for everyone. That's the most important message of this reading. I'm feeling it. And any other advice for pile number 3, Spirit? Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands. Even though maybe you're right now not feeling so confident because of the way of the world and because you're getting cracked open by the universe, just believe in yourself. Just love yourself. You're doing enough. Nobody's coming at you. Nobody's like has anything against you. Just be yourself. Be proudly yourself. And if anybody has any issues with that, just get them out of your life. It's such a great message from Spirit. Let's get some more information with another tarot deck. Excuse me. Let's see, Spirit, any more advice for pile number 3? Spirit, any more advice for pile number 3? Okay, so we have walking away, 8 of Cups. Makes sense because if you are in a relationship, if you are with any relationship that you have, if you're in like an unappreciative relationship, if like the people we were talking about, the people don't accept you, just walk away from them, just shun them. Like Spirit is confirmations are so like in tune with each other that like you don't need anything else. Just get the hell out of situations that and people like get the hell away from people that don't appreciate you, and the future will be bright. Any more messages for pile number 3, Spirit? One more message, if you will. One more card. Okay, so we have the Ace, the Page of Swords, which definitely means you need to start this journey. It's been a long way. You need to find your inner strength with the Strength card in the back of the deck. You need to find your inner strength and you need to believe in yourself, as we talked about in the 9 of Wands. Believe in yourself, but act. Don't be absent-minded. Be grounded, but that's what Spirit is saying. Just act upon it. Believe in yourself and act upon it. Act upon your life. Change it. Shift your perspective towards other people that don't accept you. Let's see one last oracle card with the crystal inspiration deck. Let's see one message from the crystal deck. Spirit, what does pile number 3 need to know? Okay, so we have clear quartz. Such a great crystal, like for beginners and for everybody. I am a clear channel of love, light, and well-being. All of my heart desires are realized now. Multiply goodness and well-being, amplify loving kindness, increase clarity, peace, and understanding, improve clarity of mind and emotions. I think Spirit is saying that kill people with kindness. Those who don't treat you fairly, kill them with kindness. Show them that you do not need to be bitchy, you do not need to be rude. You just treat them with kindness and kindly walk away. Start your own journey. Embrace your femininity, embrace your intuition, love yourself more, and create space with the people that don't embrace you. Love you so, so much, pile number 3. I hope it resonates with this reading. Can you please, if you feel like doing it, give a thumbs up to this video, subscribe down below, and follow me on my socials. I'm present on TikTok and Instagram. And that's about it. I love you so, so much. I'll hope I hope I'm gonna be more active this time period, because I'm on university, of course, and I don't have that much time, but I love doing these readings, so I hope I stay active. Love you so, so much. Don't forget again to subscribe. Bye bye. Love you. Hello there, pile number 4. For those of you who chose this book by Haruki Murakami, Colorless, Tsutsuru Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage. It's quite an unusual but also so amazing book. I hope you enjoy reading it if you have not still read it. And let's jump straight into advice from Spirit. That's what you came here for. Let's jump straight in with some Starseed Oracle cards and get the overall energy of your reading. So, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile number 4? Okay, so we have You're Not For Everyone, which came forwards on the other pile as well. Okay, so we have also Earth School. So I'm gonna take the ones that popped right out. We have Lost Lands and All Paths Lead Home. Let me get this aligned nicely. And we'll continue with a close-up of your cards, and then we'll read the guidebook, because it's a fairly new deck to me too. So we'll be learning together. Hope you don't get bored. I hope it resonates. Let's see. You're Not For Everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Lost lands. Soul, memories, and gifts. You've done this before. And last but not least, all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Let's see what the Starseed Oracle has to say. You're not for everyone. Starting with You're Not For Everyone, which is, yep. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, just won't like you. But it's also filled with those who love you fiercely. They are your people. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to conceive others of your value. They won't they won't ever want you what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both their time and your time, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You're not for them and they're not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. Pulling this card means you're being called to embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see what you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature, not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all your parts, so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you, can recognize and see where your path cross. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? That's a great way to start this advice from Spirit. Spirit is saying that you should not give a damn about what anybody says about you. You may be not for everybody, and that's okay, because there are plenty of people out there that will love you, will accept you, and already have accepted you and loved you. So find your tribe, pile number 4. Let's continue with Earth School. What does Earth School have to say? Planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Life lessons aren't only about getting it right; they're also about getting it wrong. Remember that Earth is a planet of polarity. Um, helps with the understanding. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. Each year, the study deepens more and more. If you pull this card while you're going through a difficult time, you're being prompted to remember that your soul came here to grow and learn. Try not to look at difficult times as getting it wrong. Instead, see them as opportunities for soul growth. If you can see them as opportunities for soul growth, if you can find a way to grow and soften your heart through the highs and lows, your soul is more definitely growing, which is the whole point. Pulling this card can also mean that you're being called to embark on a new era of studying or growth. This should be through structured learning, such as university, school, or a training course. If you're having difficulties in a relationship, you're being reminded that these are opportunities for soul growth. After all, relationships are known as the number one way that we grow as souls while we're on Earth. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to grow and learn? Such a great message from Spirit. You need to keep in mind that you're here to learn, not be discouraged about any defeats, and even if you get things wrong, that's the whole purpose of it, so that your soul can grow and learn from your experiences here on Earth. Lost Lands, Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before. Let's see what it says. The world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras and on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts come flooding back to us. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you're receiving are definitely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe they exist today, in a different dimension. I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of those who experienced them. If this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of lost lands such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon exists within you, and through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of those ancient lands so we can all learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. Starseed Activation. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I unlock any forgotten wisdom and soul gifts from lifetimes past. Such a great message from Spirit, telling you that all you need to know is within you. Telling you that all the doubts that you may have now, Spirit is here to tell you don't have them. It's a great opportunity, a great idea that you've had. So act upon it. Act upon your ideas. Pile number 4. With all paths lead home. Let's see what that says about your reading. What advice does it give? All paths lead home. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within and let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered from the day before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at homeness, and through each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you go out into the world and when you let it in the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep, deep within. Starseed Soul Inquiry: how are you being called to turn your gaze within? So, Spirit is saying that you maybe should focus a little bit more on what you're feeling, what you're thinking, how you're experiencing stuff on this earth, so that you can unlock this wisdom, so that you can learn from living on earth. And by that, I mean meditating is a great way to uncover your secrets, uncover yourself, calm yourself before going into this world. As a starseed, as a soul, as anything that you may be. Maybe you do not feel at home. Maybe your lifetimes past have, as indicated in the Lost Lands, been on other planets, on other galaxies, on other worlds that do not, and dimensions that do not maybe exist anymore now. And this reincarnation on Earth is leaving you feeling a bit homeless, a bit alone. But with all paths lead home, know that with meditating and with unlocking this inner wisdom that you have, you should not feel alone, and you will feel happy, and you will feel achieved and rewarded. Remember that you're not for everyone. Your path should be shared with those who care about you. That is a very important message. And we're here to learn it because we're living on Earth. So let's get some messages from the Crystal Inspirational deck. What advice do you have for pile number 4, Spirit? Further advice for pile number 4, Spirit. Okay, so we have the terminated quartz. I am mindful of energetic connections between others and myself. I automatically remove unhealthy cords or attachments. Look, you are not for everybody. You should remove the people that are not healthy and are not helping you during this path, during your evolvement on this earth, during this learning, this earth school period. You should cut them off so that they do not hinder your experience, your journey. Restore harmony and peace on all levels. Deflect unwanted or unhealthy vibrations, break unhealthy energetic cords, uncovering consciousness, beliefs, and patterns. Let's see. One more message for pile number 4, Spirit. Any other further advice for pile number 4? Okay, so we have the leopard skin jasper. I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. Improve peripheral awareness, become the objective observer, increase consciousness of reactions to others, increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. Such great message. Remember that your soul has gone already through this and you are divinely guided. Remember that you are on this path so that you can learn, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, but also be careful of who you associate yourself with, and surround yourself with people who embrace your weirdness. Let's get into some animal spirit oracle cards. Let's see. Animal spirits, any message for pile number 4? Any advice you have for pile number 4? Animal spirits? Okay, so we got one card, and it's the spirit of the bear, but it's in reverse, and we'll get a protection message from spirit. Let's get the guidebook, because this deck is also fairly new to me. I forgot to mention, this is the number 9. It may be meaning something. I think phase is in a close, maybe you're in the final stages of something and you're starting to begin anew. Maybe this journey will be new in your life. But also the number 9, if you see it these days, may indicate that your spirit guides or spirit animal guides are trying to communicate with you. So number 9, spirit of the brown bear. Fai una pausa. It's in Italian, so excuse my accent or like my Italian, but I'm going to be translating, so bear with me a little. So it says, the blurb says here that you need to take a pause. The message of protection says, when you feel tired, and you don't feel like going through with everything that's been happening in your life, or like walking further in your life and experiencing further, and you feel like you've burned out, the spirit of the brown bear comes to remind you that you do not need to be afraid, and you do not need to fret. You do not need to fret finding answers to the problems that you have, to the questions that may come as obstacles to you. This period should be dedicated to getting your mind and your intentions and your physical body replenished and relaxed. You need to take a pause and let your intuition take place, so that it emerges from within you. The spirit of the brown bear reminds you that sometimes actions, the major the oh my god, sorry, it got stuck. The most the better action that you can take, the most good actions you can take. I don't know. Oh my god, my English is broken right now. The best. Oh my god, finally, the best action that you can take is not doing anything. So you need to let this situation unfold itself, and spirit is gonna guide you through it, and especially the brown bear spirit is gonna guide you through this period. So if you're feeling any kind of burnout, know that it's okay to pause. It's okay to relax yourself and let your intuition flow within you and flow throughout you and help you with this divine making decision. Let's get some tarot cards for you. So what messages, what advice do you have for pile number 4, Spirit? Okay, so we're gonna get these because I feel them. So you're definitely at some type of crossroads right now. You're definitely feeling a little bit discouraged, a little bit, I don't know how to say this, maybe in a fork, in a pathway. Excuse the lighting because the card doesn't show, but you're definitely not clear about something. Let's see, we have the 4 of Chalices. I see some definite unsatisfaction here, and I don't know why you're so unsatisfied, but maybe you need to shift your perspective, mind your relationship with others, those that unsatisfy you, those that do not give you a good vibe, a good like presence in your life, who do not have the same vibration as you. Just cut them off. And with the last card, with the 8 of Swords, I see that maybe all this unsatisfaction and this doubtfulness that is surrounding your energy and your aura is just your own doing. It's your own brain telling you that you are not gonna make it through this, that it's like showing that you are a bit emotionally unstable, because with the Knight of Chalices, with the Knight of Cups, I see that you're a bit of a hopeless romantic, and these types of scenarios really get you down. And with Death, don't be afraid of the name, I see that you are definitely ready for a rebirth right about now. Definitely ready for something new to happen in your life. So get rid of all this emotion, get rid of this mental blockage that is clearly blocking all this amazing stuff that we talked about in the beginning of the reading. And let me get 1 or 2 informations from the Wild Offering Oracle, and we'll close off this reading nicely. Spirit, what do you have to say? What affirmations do pile number 4 need to know? So we have mistakes. You're allowed to make mistakes, pile number 4. You are allowed. Allow me to know it's okay to make mistakes. Let me always take care of the inner child so he or she feels loved no matter what. He, she, or they. And 1 more affirmation for you, pile number 4. Spirit, what does pile number 4 need to know? pile number 4. That's okay. Oop, oop, oop. So we have true love, which actually has a meaning of you just loving yourself and embracing your love for yourself. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. But this serenity actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear divine, and know true love. So you should definitely strive to love yourself because you're not for everyone, as we said. I'm repeating things at this point. I really hope you enjoyed and resonated with this reading as much as I did. I am so happy that I am back. I hope to upload more videos. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Push that notification bell if you do not want to miss another video from me. If you feel like it, leave a comment down below. I'm present on social medias like TikTok and Instagram, and you'll find them linked down below. I love you so much. I hope to be active more often, even though I've started university and have a lot of material to go to run through. But enough about me. I love you so much, pile number 4. I love you all. Sending good vibes your way, and we'll see you hopefully in another reading. Bye.